Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Mara Moran and I'm a senior content consultant at Mecon. And today I'd like to show you our Semantic Booster for AEM software. And this is basically a connector which connects PoolParty, which is an enterprise taxonomy management tool, with Adobe Experience Manager. So this allows you to create and manage your taxonomies for your organization centrally in a specialist environment, and then push those tags to AEM so that you can actually do the tagging. So let me show you how it works. So for the purposes of the demo, I'm going to be using this site, which is called We Retail. And this is just the sample content that comes with AEM. So it's Adobe sample content. And the pages look a bit like this. So first, let me show you the AEM tagging area. And you can see just by default, we have these sample taxonomies. And being taxonomies, we've got some broader and narrower terms. But we don't have any synonyms or any details, so no relations really in this tagging area. But if I move to PoolParty, I've just done a little taxonomy that describes the We Retail site. So I've got some top concepts or some facets here. So I've got activity and equipment and location. And you can see again, I've got, of course, broader and narrower relations. But I also have some additional things that are useful as a taxonomist. So I've got definitions, and I've got some metadata and some scope notes. But then really, crucially, I've got these synonyms, so these alternative labels. So you can see for this term, the preferred label is Rocky Mountains, but the synonyms I've got are the Rockies and the Uinta Mountains and the Uintas, the Uintas being a sub-range of the Rockies, apparently. So this is really crucial when you're managing taxonomies, because you can describe one concept, but using a variety of terms that link them all to that same single concept. Right, so if I move to our Semantic Booster then, one of the key functions is to sync these taxonomies from PoolParty to AEM. So I'll do that now. So you can give the taxonomies whatever name you want. I'm going to call it Semantic Booster Equipment because it makes it easy to find in the demo. And then I just put in the scheme ID from PoolParty and the project ID from PoolParty. And you can see that I can do it in English or in all the languages. And Semantic Booster supports all the languages that PoolParty supports. So I'll just do an English sync at the moment. So I'll just sync equipment. And then also location. So if I move back to AEM tags, I'll just refresh. And now you can see that I've brought in these taxonomies from PoolParties. So here's the equipment one I can browse through, and here's the location one that we looked at in more detail. And here's the Rocky Mountains. So of course, I've still got the broader and narrower relations. I also actually have synonyms. And to show you that, I'll just move to the developer environment. So this is AEM's back end, if you like, and it shows you all the same things you can see in the front end that we were just looking at, but also a little bit more detail is available. So the tags in the developer environment are in this CQ tags folder. And if I just refresh, so you can see here my Semantic Booster equipment and location taxonomies. So this is just the same as what we were looking at before, but now I can actually see a bit more detail. So the crucial thing is I can see these alt labels. So remember, these are the synonyms. So I've got the Uinta Mountains, Uintas, and Rockies. We saw that originated in PoolParty, and now I've brought it through into AEM. I'd also just like to point out this URI or URL. This again has come from PoolParty, and it's a unique persistent ID. So even if I rename this term or decide that Rockies is my preferred term and that Rocky Mountains should be the synonym, or if I move it in the taxonomies, this ID will persist, and that helps us keep a stable relationship between the tags and the pages that they're tagging, no matter what changes you make in your taxonomy. So again, this has come through from PoolParty. Right, so I just wanted to show you our auto tagging feature, which is quite a clever feature. And I'll also show you just how I connected up these the Semantic Booster with PoolParty. So this PoolParty project ID comes from the top of the taxonomy. So I can literally just copy and paste it from here. And then the scheme URL, this comes from the concept scheme or the facet. So if I did equipment, it would be here. And I, again, can just literally copy and paste from there. So it's very easy to configure. You don't need to be to use a technical team to do it. Then I can choose which language. Again, I'll do English, but it works in all the major languages. And then finally, I need to choose what part of AEM I want to tag. So if I move to AEM sites, so this is where the actual content for the sites is managed. Here's We Retail. I can actually run auto tagging over any of these folders. So I could do it over the whole site or any of these subsets of the site. So for instance, all the English pages. I'm going to do it over this experience folder. So that will tag all of these pages here. I could also do it over a single page if I wanted to, but I'm going to do it over the folder. And again, all you need to do is copy and paste. Right. So that was how I set it up for location. I've also set it up for equipment. And now I'm just going to run the auto tagging. So I'll do it over the whole folder. Excellent, success. You can see also there's a log available which tells you what your terms have matched on and whether there are any issues. Right, so if I move back to sites, that's where we can see what tagging has been done. So I'll choose these two pages and we'll look at the properties. That's where we see the tags. So if I look at Arctic surfing, you'll remember that I auto-tagged against location and against equipment. And here you see it's found several tags to match on. So this is just going automatically from the tags that we've synced, running over the content of the actual sites. And you can see, as you'd imagine, we have Arctic, so there's Arctic surfing. We also have several equipment, so camera, wetsuit, and surfboard. Now, if I just go to the page, and we'll just search for camera, and you can easily see why the auto tagging has worked. We have cameras throughout the page, and that's clearly what it's been matching on. Now, if I go back to sites, we'll look at this other page, 48 Hours of Wilderness. Again, I've got some location tags and some equipment tags. And for location, I've got the Rocky Mountains. So let's go to the page. Now here, if I search for Rocky, you can see I'm actually not getting any results. So Rocky Mountains doesn't exist as copy in this page. What does exist is the Uintas. So this is the synonym that we saw in PoolParty, which I have moved away from. There we go. So you see here, these are alt labels in PoolParty, so they're synonyms for Rocky Mountains. We brought them over through our sync into the synced tags, and I showed it to you in the developer environment. And that's what the auto tagging has found. So I think you can see there how powerful it is that you can describe a concept using a variety of terms as you naturally want to do when you're writing, but you can still tag them to the same actual preferred term and automatically, and in a variety of languages as well. So if this was a page, say, in French, and we had a synonym for the Rocky Mountains in French, we could still tag it with the same concept, with the same concept ID. So you've got a very powerful kind of semantic capability there. So I just wanted to show you as well, if I come out of here, so I'm back in sites, that now that we've synced the terms, they are actually just ordinary AEM terms. And so this is how I could do manual tagging in AEM, just the ordinary way. Here are the two taxonomies that I've brought in. And I could actually just add tags manually. So let's say we want to do wetsuit in the Arctic surfing, I can just add them in and it will come. So, the automatic tagging is one method, and we think it's pretty sophisticated, but some tags require editorial judgment and you need to add them manually. And so these tags are totally available for you to do that. And also I should just point out the tags that we started off with in AEM, so the default taxonomies that were there that I showed you just when we were starting, they're also still there. So they still exist. So this is a way of supplementing the, your AEM tagging. If that's what you want to do, you could actually still create and manage perhaps local or market-facing taxonomies in AEM, but then manage your enterprise taxonomies through a PoolParty and sync them through our Semantic Booster. So that's everything I wanted to show you. So just to sum up, the Semantic Booster lets you create and manage a set of tags in PoolParty and then sync them to AEM. You can create a term, move the term, rename it or delete it, and it's all synced. And because of that persistent ID that we add, the tags themselves have a stable relationship. PoolParty is a standards-based enterprise and specialist taxonomy management tool with an open API, so you can manage your taxonomy centrally in your organization and then push it out via Semantic Booster to AEM and via the API to other systems. And you can also use our auto tagging feature to automatically tag the AEM pages against the sync terms. And this works in multiple languages, and you can also tag on synonyms as well as your preferred term. So your preferred term doesn't actually have to exist in the text of the page in order to be found. And the synced tags are still available for use in manual tagging. So you do actually have the best of both worlds. So I hope you found that interesting. If you want a more in-depth demo or to discuss it, then please do get in touch with us here at Mecon, and we'd be happy to show you more or to discuss your needs. Thank you.